Hey, here we are for today's Healed Daily Power Principle. So, my question, do you know what your soul purpose is? Are you living your soul purpose? Do you believe that you came from heaven, you came from the spirit world into this dimension, this physical world, because you have a purpose to fulfill? You have things that you came to do, possibly to bring heaven to earth. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Do you feel you're living the reason your spirit came into this body? The quote from Mark Twain: two of the most important days of your life. One, the day you're born. Two, the day you find out why. Do you know 93% of Americans don't know their purpose? They don't know why they're there. Maybe they can find some reasons, but there's that thing in your soul that knows why you are here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Psalm 139:16, and we teach this in the Healed Principles, honor God within yourself, and H. So 139:16, Jesus, where'd it go? Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, meaning God's eyes, our substance wasn't formed in the spirit world. We are not substance, we are energy, right? So saw the substance, saw us in humanity before we were formed. And in your book, they were all written. Those days were written. It's the book of our life. The days were already written. Our destiny was already written. Yes, we have free will. And in your book, they were all written. The days fashioned for me. Not, it doesn't say this, not to me. Days fashioned for me. I'm going to explain that in a minute. When as yet there were none of them. Wow. So what's that like? Well, what if you're in the spirit world, if you want to call it heaven, and you're with God in a sense, you're in the spirit world, divine consciousness, right? And then you're seeing, metaphorical movie trailer of your life. Those are the days written in the book, right? So you see a movie trailer of what you're going to go through. Because if you have a soul purpose and you're in your humanity, there's certain experiences you have. Like, what if you gave up, surrendered, didn't give up, surrendered? Surrendering isn't giving up, it's allowing and receiving. And you said, you know what, the universe is controlling my life anyway, so why don't I just let it control my life and follow divine guidance? It doesn't mean you're powerless. It doesn't mean you're giving up. What it means is you're listening to God's will. And so, what if all the things that you may think happened to you of your past that you're having a problem getting over are all leading you to your soul purpose? I remember a podcast I did, it's called Heal with Dr. Fred, and I interviewed this woman that was sexually, physically abused by her father, all through teenage years, escapes the house, gets into a marriage, same thing in the marriage, gets out of there, finally was married for like a decade, gets out of there, and now she helps women that are abused. And she said on the podcast, I would go through it all again for the fulfillment of the women's lives that I've changed. Why would you go through that? Well, guess what? Your personality, your humanity, wouldn't choose what your soul chose. That's from Molly Rose Holmes, my wife, came up with that one. That's amazing. Your humanity would never choose the experiences your soul chose, because your soul has compassion, but it wants to evolve, right? It comes for the human experience. And so we think these things happen to us. But when you find the gift in the pain, then you're able to release the pain and transmute pain into joy. One of the most painful experiences that I went through was watching my wife take her last breath. Oh my God, that title of a pain, you can't even put into words when I noticed her last breath lying right next to me. And then, she was getting cremated, her choice, and not that that matters, but so there was a wake, and she had her family that lived in the area come and view her. So 8 hours later, I call the, mortician, what do you call the morgue people? They come and pick up her body. I have to carry her and put her on the gurney and put her into the black bag. And when I zipped up that black bag, I stopped just below her chin. And I stared at her and I said goodbye. And then I zipped it all the way up. What I didn't realize at that time was part of my heart jumped in there with her. So, God, for the next 4 months, I got sick all the time. I never get sick. I haven't had a fever in 20 years, but I had 4 fevers in 4 months. The last fever I had 4 months after she died was the last fever I had. So getting sick 4 months in a row, I thought, I need to heal. Out of that, I got on an accelerated spiritual journey, which is how Healed came about 4 years later. And now I help people find their soul purpose. So now when I think of zipping that bag, and I can see it like it was yesterday, I don't feel the pain anymore. I have gratitude, because if I didn't go through that, and who knows what agreement her and I had before we came here. I'm not conscious of that right now. But now I can look at that and I can experience joy. Because if I didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking about this. I wouldn't have helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people get more connected to God, find their soul purpose and live a more fulfilling life, or advance their soul purpose. So that's an example of, I don't know what you've been through. We have compassion for everything. But there's a reason. And when you find the reason in the gift, you get to release the pain and you get to transmute it into joy. But you don't know what I've been through. Sorry, clicked off. But you don't know what I've been through. You're right, I don't know. All I know is I've been through very minor sexual abuse when I was young. I've been through cheating, stealing, you name it. And, there's people that have been through horrific. My life wasn't horrific, but it's only the meaning that you've assigned, right? So I don't know what you've been through, but I do know there's a reason. I do know God was with you every second through that experience. I do know there may be a relationship between that experience and your soul purpose. I do know, after taking hundreds of people through this, that there's a gift in there. And when you find the gift, you release the pain. So let's go to Psalm 1, right? Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. The law is you're a spiritual being having a human experience, right? And he meditates in the law day and night. Stay connected. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, right? And what's that mean? Keep your roots in the river, right? Keep your connection. Stay conscious. Raise the evolution of your consciousness and stay connected to God, right? This spring forth its fruit in its season. So even though you're trying hard right now, just give it time. Patience is one of the hardest traits for determined people, whose leaf shall not wither, right? Always stay hoping, and whatever you do shall prosper. There's a reason. Find the reason, find the gift, release the pain. Your soul purpose isn't out in the world. There may be a world problem you'll solve, but it's looking inside. It's looking in your heart. It's your soul purpose is in your heart chakra. Connect with the energy of your heart. That's where it resides. Don't look outside. And you can also go through the Healed System online. Go to thehealedsystem.com. We help people through this. But don't look out in the world, man. Those are temporary. Those are conditions. Those things change. This doesn't change. Your spirit doesn't change. It's eternal. And you have the wisdom of eternity inside you. Tap into that. Ask God to show you, right? Say thank you. Pray with gratitude. Thank you that you're showing me your soul purpose. Thank you that you're showing me the meaning of everything I've been through. Thank you that I will live my soul purpose and have a fulfilling life and contribute to the lives of others. Do you do that every day? Stay connected. All right. Love you guys. Peace.